Welcome back to another vlog. Ryan Wilson here from Predator Inc. So today I'm going to break down where the DDE truck has been for the last year. We started a bunch of work last week on this truck and there were a ton of comments. What's going on with it? Where has it been? Why'd you do it in this order? We're gonna break this down for you so you can see kind of what happened and why we're here today. Going back about a year, we were actually over a year. Dave and Damon decided to do the Duramax conversion. We're gonna do that with the Stage 5 Allison 6-speed transmission, fully built. And then coronavirus broke out in March. Everything in San Diego, LA was shut down. The whole world stopped. We didn't know what was going on. There were some changes made along the way, which was, okay, what's happening in the world? Should we do the Duramax conversion? Should we not? Went back and forth working with them. So that's still on the books. We're still going to be doing that. However, they had an opportunity from one of their partners, and they team up with a bunch of different companies. They outsourced the paint to the shop. So I told them, hey, don't let them strip it because we know this platform better than anyone out there. If you're stripping a vehicle incorrectly, you don't strip it properly, or you miss something, you can cause a lot of damage. We stripped it completely down, had it shipped down to their painter. It was down there for, I want to say, 6 months or so, 7 months. It was quite some time. We had to quarantine, making sure everybody's safe, because we really didn't know how bad this coronavirus is gonna be. And I'm sure that happened with the paint shop too. And ultimately, I don't know if it normally takes 6 months or not. We finally got the truck back up here. Started assembling it. There were a bunch of little stuff on there that needed to be addressed. Then it went back to their painter to get touched up. And I think it was down there for like 3 months or so. Brought it back up here, at which point we started doing the mechanical work. Normally we do like the mechanical work first and foremost. Interior gets stripped out, truck gets stripped, mechanical work gets done, then it goes to paint. While the interior is being done, when it comes back from paint, interior goes in, we're done with the truck. That's ideal situation. However, 2021 is not ideal situation with coronavirus. There were comments made as far as like, Hummer should never break down. Well, yeah, that sounds great. I'd love to have a truck that never broke down ever. But when you abuse it and you have fun with it, which is what Damon and Dave were doing with it, which is great. I love it. Definitely pushing the truck to the limits. Stuff breaks. It's designed for getting from point A to point B, and it did for them. They tore the shit out of that truck and they still drove it home, and I think they drove it around for LA for like another 2 or 3 months before coming down here for repairs. So now let's go over some of the work that we did on the truck to get this thing back on the road. First and foremost, suspension was shot on this truck. Caster camber was off, springs were completely compressed. Got our new performance springs on here, much better ride height out of it, a lot smoother, more responsive, a little bit firmer than stock, but it runs great now. That's it. Jason's got a headache today, so he's like really quiet. Your brain never works.
I know.
So we're heading up to San Bernardino. Got a little surprise for Jason. Doesn't know what's happening right now. For all he knows, we're going snowboarding without snowboard gear, which is kind of awkward, but little known fact, California does get snow, and just out of San Diego, we've got ski runs like literally 2 hours away. So pretty epic place if you can get past all the BS political crap that happens out here. But hey, shout out to Newsom. We're coming for you to get you kicked out. That guy just needs to go. Anyways, political rant's over. We're not going snowboarding today. We are going to pick up a little surprise. So in the pickup truck, hopefully fits in the bed of the truck, and yeah, I think you're gonna be pretty stoked on this thing. This is gonna be insane.
Look at, you've been gone for so long, and then you come back and instantly like, let's go on a road trip.
Yeah, I know. I had a few flights back and forth across the country or midway across the country, and it's good to be back. Although it's just a lot slower here. Shout out to Texas. The freeways run at like 85 to 90. I mean, posted speed limit out there is like 85 miles an hour, and you can cruise at like 90 to 95 just to keep up with traffic. It's friggin' awesome. But out here, I think it's like limited at 65 and everybody does 80, but you're kind of fighting to get through traffic. Out there, it's just so much safer because everybody has that mentality just to drive and drive fairly quickly. So it's kind of nice.
Don't have idiot California drivers?
No, it's pretty bad out here, man.
Well, I'm excited to find out what we're gonna go get.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nice little surprise.
It's not often that Ryan comes through with a surprise.
No, not for you.
Yeah, not for me at least.
So we are at Top Line RV picking up a new travel trailer. Like I said before, kind of cart before the horse. I don't have a Hummer yet. I haven't gotten the call yet about buying this one out of Alaska, but we got the trailer. So this thing is gnarly. I'm here with Samantha, and she does all the sales up here at Top Line RV in San Bernardino, and sold us this travel trailer, which is a full off-road travel trailer designed for the outback from Australia. I mean, these guys do everything with this thing,
yeah,
right?
A little bit of off-roading. I mean, people take these things just about anywhere their trucks will go, so I'm a fan of them. A lot of people are a fan of them.
Yeah, they're rad. I saw this thing and like I had to do it. So there was another one we looked at too, which is a Brooder. It's also out of Australia. It seems like all the really cool travel trailers come out of Australia.
Yeah.
Problem was the wait time was like a couple years, and it was just too small for my family.
Okay.
So we've got 3 kids, my wife, myself, and we ultimately went with the Black Series, which is right here, which is just insane. It's got full independent suspension.
Yep.
Definitely pretty cool, and we're gonna trick this thing out. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, we're gonna do all kinds of off-roading around the country, down to Mexico, to Canada.
Oh, wow.
All over the place. Surf trips. Cool stuff in the works, Jason. What do you think, dude?
Dude, I'm stoked. I'm excited.
Ah, I got you to say stoked. Look at that.
I know.
I finally got Jason to say stoked. So funny. All right, guys, so we're gonna get it out of here. Thanks so much, Samantha.
Of course, no problem. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah,
It's
and
fun.
Hopefully see you soon.
Yeah.
So we're back at the shop now. We tried to film up at March Air Force Base. Pretty cool place, but maybe it was radio interference or something. Microphone wasn't working, it was just cutting out, kind of glitchy. So brought the trailer down to the shop. We're here now. I want to give you a full walk around of the trailer and what's to come. So come on over here, let's take a look at this guy. One of the coolest things about this trailer is the suspension. So take a look at this, Jason. Come on over here. Come on. Come on. Check out down here. So full 4-wheel independent suspension, just like an H1 Hummer. It's got dual shocks on each of the wheels. And there's actually an emergency brake right here, this cable, so you can actually set the brake on the trailer, used to trucks. Anyways, it's got a ton of ground clearance, just like an H1. I haven't measured it, but it's probably 24 inches or so of ground clearance underneath that frame, which is massive. So really, this trailer is a lot like any other trailer, except for the suspension on it, the height of it. It's really set up for off-roading, like some pretty strenuous, crazy off-roading. Take a look at YouTube. There's a bunch of videos out there with the Black Series where they're taking it on trails. We're gonna be doing the same thing, but it's gonna be behind our H1 Hummer, which is, I think, a lot more fitting, especially with the Duramax diesel engine in there. A lot of these guys are running full-size trucks, just can't make it down some of these trails where we can with the H1. So a lot of cool episodes to come out of this trailer and the truck that we just purchased that's inbound. Should be here in another day or so. Can't wait to get our hands on that and start ripping into that thing. But for now, I'll give you a walk around on the outside of the truck. First thing we're gonna do is replace these bars. It kind of reminds me of like the old AM General factory brush guard. Here, back up a little bit, Jason, take a look at this guy. So this is a factory brush guard. You can see a lot of flex here. The idea is you come up to a tree limb or something, you can kind of push off of it, you'll see it flex, you back off, go around it. That's not really the Predator way. We just kind of plow through the tree and over it with our D-ring brush guard. So we're gonna do a similar exoskeleton on the side of the truck here. It's not gonna be a full exoskeleton that goes up and over. We'll probably just bring it like mid-height up. I don't think we need to go this high. It'll probably be somewhere around here, but it's gonna tie into a replacement bar. So we'll have a different bar, a lot thicker, tied to the frame. This has 3 contact points. We're gonna do probably like 6 or 8 contact points, so it's gonna be a lot stronger, potentially rest the whole trailer on this guy here. And then that's really gonna ensure that if we do run across some heavy boulders or some rocks, we're gonna have a lot of protection out of it. And then we'll also bring up the cage up in the front as well, giving some protection up here. I think the Black Series trailer is just an amazing trailer, but I think they missed the mark with just this one little rail down here. Really needed a little protection up here. I think that that's gonna be a contact point cutting through some of the tighter trails where you're gonna hit stuff up in this area. So it is covered with aluminum diamond plate, but I think that having that structure up here with the exoskeleton is gonna make a big difference. We'll have another bar that comes down here and then wrap it all the way around the fenders here as well into the back. And then finally redo the back end there with a little bit more exoskeleton cage that comes up and wraps around the back there. So the other thing we're gonna do too is we're gonna strip off all the logos, rewrap this whole thing. So we're gonna have a color match trailer to the wagon that we just purchased. And then we're gonna do full logos down the side of the truck or the trailer as well as the front. So this thing's gonna just be really impressive going down the road. But one of the coolest features I gotta show you while I'm here is this outdoor kitchen. This thing is just awesome. So this comes out, opens up, and you have your kitchen right here with the sink. So you have a kitchen on the inside, but really I don't foresee ourselves in the inside. We'll probably be out here throwing the barbecue, getting it going. So just an awesome, awesome trailer and setup out here. So let's go around to the back. This is a pretty cool view. So we're on the back of the trailer now, and as you can see, one of the most impressive things about the back end is the 2 spare tires back here. So which is really well set up and well thought out, because having 1 spare, which is probably standard on most trailers, is probably adequate for on-road use. But you get off-road out in the middle of nowhere, you really want to have 2 spares. You got to have some type of fail-safe getting home. And on top of that too, having a dual, it's not even a dual axle design, but having the 2 wheels next to each other, if one of them fails, it could potentially rip out the other one. So having 2 is huge. The other cool thing about the Black Series is they had some forward thinking. They put another hitch on the back here so you could put a bike rack or, and I met another guy up at the dealership yesterday, and he had a motorcycle mounted up here, which is pretty cool. So maybe do something like that. You can also remove this whole structure here with a couple pins. There's 2 more hitch receivers down here. Pop those guys out. Other cool thing is you have some winching points here. So you've got 2 shackle mounts, one over here and one on the other side. So you can potentially set up some type of system where you can winch yourself out if you need to. So a lot of options there. Notice up here, lights on, LED backup light. So you've got not even a backup light, but it's just like an off-road light up there, as well as on the sides. All 4 corners are fully covered in like a rigid style off-road light, and I think we're probably going to replace that and go with either rigid or probably Baja Designs. Really like those lights. But the cool thing is it has full solar on here, inverter, battery bank, so I'm not really worried about using up the light power there. So that kind of wraps up the back of the trailer. Let's go ahead inside and take a look. So we're inside the trailer now. Thing is not huge. It's not big by any means. But again, you don't want to have a huge, massive trailer going down the trail. There's just no way you can drag it behind your truck and get it into tight areas. It doesn't have extra slides, which is unfortunate, but I completely understand why, because this is pretty much as big as you'd want to go. Tip to tail, it's 28 feet long or so. It's not a very big trailer, so it's going to be a little tight in here with a bunch of guys, but or even our family of 5. I got 3 kids, be a little bit tight. But again, you're not going to be living in here, you're living outdoors, so it's going to work out perfect for the shop here. So back here where Jason's sitting is a whole dinette. You probably sit like 6 people back there. It also turns into a bed. Coming up in here, which is the kitchen, we're probably not going to use too much, but it's there if we want to. It does have a little oven. You got your sink here. You have a cool system. You have 2 different water tanks on board. You have your drinking water, and then you have your regular city water, so you can take your showers from that. But it's nice because it keeps it separate. Having dual tanks gives you a little bit more flexibility when it comes time to obviously drink. You have a filtration system on board that filters the drinking water. But more so, it gives you a little bit of protection just in case you do potentially damage a fuel tank, or your water tank, you lose some water, you have another tank of water to access for drinking if you need to. Coming up here, you have your all your circuit breakers up here, all of the voltage in and out off of the solar power, as well as the inverters up here, control for the water heater, and then control for the furnace, as well as the AC system overhead. So it really gives you a lot of creature comforts in a small package. The other reason I really like this trailer, being the largest one out there, is it has its own shower over here, which is also going to substitute for potentially my surfboard rack in here. I can put all my surfboards in here when I go down to Mexico. But having that as like the wet room makes sense. There's on some of the smaller trailers, they have wet bathrooms. So it's a combination shower bathroom. But if you have a bunch of heads running around in here, especially little kids, it's kind of nice to keep it separate and have all the wet stuff in here. Then coming up here, you've got your bathroom, porcelain toilet, porcelain sink, microwave. Probably never use that. Probably use just the barbecue outside. Full-size fridge, at least a full-size RV fridge. And then coming forward, you've got your main bedroom up here. Signing out for now. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it as always. See you soon. Oh, hit the subscribe button down below. Right?
Yeah, something like that.